Hello everybody. In this video, I am planning to do some of the financial functions that are available in Excel. It will be a brief introduction. The Excel I am using is Excel 2010. It may be slightly different in other versions, but you can easily figure it out. Let's start with very basics. As you may know, each rectangle in the spreadsheet is called a cell. And each cell is identified by a specific row and column. You can see row headers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and column headers here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When you click any cell, you can easily understand its column and row by looking at the highlighted places in the row header and column header. So this cell is F7. That cell is G10. Let's start with very basics. In all of the questions, I am going to use these two numbers, 1002, and that's why I wrote these numbers here at the top. Now the first question is how to divide 1000 to 2. As you can see, 1000 is at cell B2 and 2 is at cell B3. Okay. Now when you click on any cell in which we are going to do our calculations, you can write anything to any cell. Okay. So, but instead of writing anything, when you use equal sign, Excel understands that you are going to use a formula. Take your cursor and click the cell B2, and then use the divide sign, and again take your cursor and click B3. When you hit the enter button, it gives you the answer, 500. Okay, so the answer to this question is 500. Okay, up here, this is called formula bar. Okay, this is called formula bar, where you can see the formula. It's great because you can see the calculated answer on the surface here, okay, of the spreadsheet. Up here, you can see the formula. So this cell gives you the answer 500, and when you look at the formula bar, you can see the formula, exact formula that you are using in this calculation. So once you understand this, we can skip to the second question. So it is asking us to calculate the multiplication of 1000 and 2. Okay, so how to multiply 1000 by 2? Just again, you are going to use these two numbers, use equal sign, take your cursor to B2. This time it asks us to multiply, and then use multiplication sign. Okay, and then again use your cursor and hit this button. Okay, B3, and then hit enter. You have the result. It's 2000. Okay, so again, you can use the formula bar to see the formula, and you can use this cell to see the result. Now let's skip the third question, how to sum 1000 and 2. So 1000 plus 2. What you need to do is again use equal sign, go to B2. This time you have to use plus sign and 2. Okay, so this is 1002. So it's great to use these spreadsheets because when you change the numbers, the formula updates. It's amazingly convenient, meaning that instead of 2, you can use, I don't know, like 3000. Okay, so all of these formulas, they changed. Okay, this changed, this changed, this changed. Okay, or instead of 2, you can use 3. Okay, so it updates. All the formulas update. So let's continue using 2 again. So the easy way, when you have two numbers, this is an easy way. But when you have more than two numbers, you do not have to write all of these numbers, B2 plus B3, B4, etc. Let's try to learn how to use functions. Functions are easier way to calculate all of these calculations, to make all of these calculations. For example, in this question, the first way is to write B2 plus B3. But instead of just writing all cells one by one, we can use functions. In order to see and understand functions, you have to go to the formulas ribbon and use this icon. So you click on sum. So when you click on sum, it asks you which numbers to sum. Okay, it's not that number. What I'm going to use is this number and that number. Just select these two numbers and hit enter. So it's 1002. Okay, the same answer. The first way you can write B2 plus B3. The second way is you can use sum functions. This is a function. There are more than one functions, of course. The fourth question is asking us to calculate the summation of the following numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can remember from the previous question, you can write here equal sign and then first number, and then plus sign second number, and then plus sign third number. So all of these cells one by one. But as you can understand, this is a really difficult way of doing this calculation. Okay, it's 21. Instead of using this 21, instead of using this way, you can use the functions. Okay, the function was sum. Okay, you can write yourself. Okay, or you can go to the ribbon, formulas ribbon, and you click on that. Okay. Anytime you have a question about these functions, just point on these functions and you can see its definition. So this function calculates as, for example, the sum function adds all the numbers in a range of cells. This function does another thing. This function does another thing. So anytime you have a question, just point on the function. It will give you an explanation about what that function does. So let's use sum function. Okay. So it asks us which numbers to sum. Just choose all of these numbers at once and click enter. So it gives us the same answer. The fifth question is asking us to calculate the average of the following numbers. Or you can write all of the numbers one by one and divide it by 6. But instead, we have an easier function. You can go to formulas ribbon, click on auto sum, and you can see the average here. When you click on average, it's asking you which numbers to take the average. So just choose these 6 numbers and hit the enter button. This is the answer.